Hello everyone, welcome back. I believe at some point of time, all of you must have played with a bouncy ball or maybe already playing with one. So in this video, we are going to play an animation of bouncy balls in Sprite Lab. So let me show you what we will achieve at the end of this video. So this is what we will be creating at the end of this video. So let's get started and stay tuned with me till end if you want to create this amazing animation in a Sprite Lab. And yes, if you have still not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. So let's get started. Yes, as always, the very first step is to log into your code.org and create a Sprite Lab project. Okay, so if you guys noticed here, okay, what is happening here? All these balls are bouncing here and there. As soon as it touches an edge, it changes the movement direction and it goes into another direction. Okay, it gives an effect as if it is bouncing from the edges and moving here and there. So to achieve this, what we should do? To achieve this, we are going to create a custom behavior which will create a bouncy effect. So let's get started. Let me rename this as bouncy balls project. Okay, I will save it. Fine. Okay, so let's take a sprite, a ball. Let's take a ball. Any ball you can take. Okay, I will be, let me take this one. Okay. Okay, let's resize it because this seems a little bigger to me. So I will set the size. Let's resize it to, maybe 40. Yes, this looks better. 40 is better. Now we need to give a behavior to this ball. We will go ahead and create a custom behavior. To create a custom behavior, click on behaviors and click on create a behavior. Name your behavior. I will name it bouncing from edges. Okay, what is your behavior supposed to? It is always better to write a description, although it is not mandatory. So right from the edges. Okay, so what do we want? Okay, first thing, of course, we want this sprite to move. So what we will do, we will go to sprite and we will take this move command. Okay, we will take this move command. Move this sprite. How many pixels forward? See, whenever we are creating a behavior or a function which we would like to reuse later, okay, we do not want to give any number or any value which will make it, very much static. We want to keep it as much dynamic as possible. So what I will do, I do not want to use any number. Rather, I will use this command. I will say move this sprite with the location, with the speed of this sprite, okay. So for this, what I will do, I will take this command, okay, and I will say move this sprite with the speed of this sprite pixel forward. Okay, so it means that move this sprite these many pixels forward, and these many pixels forward is the existing speed of that particular sprite. Okay, so what next do we want? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's use this much only. We will create this behavior slowly. After each and every line, we will see how it is going and then we will move on. So I have already created this behavior. If you see bouncing from edges, this behavior is already available now. So let's apply this behavior to this ball. Okay, so I want to say when this sprite begins, let's give it a behavior of bouncing from edges. Currently, if I give this behavior and I try to run this, what it will do? It will simply go these many pixels forward. So let's run it and see. Yeah. So did you notice what is happening? It is going beyond the edges. Okay. So now let me again added this behavior and let me stop this sprite if it is touching the edges. So what I will do, go to logic, pick this. Okay. What do we want to say? If the sprite is touching the edges. If the sprite is touching the edges, don't move. Okay, so if the sprite is touching the edges, then we would like to say edges block from moving. Okay, nowhere we want to keep it. We want to keep it for one particular sprite only, so we should always use this sprite. Okay, let's test this much now. What's happening? Okay, so this sprite is touching the edges and it stopped moving ahead. Well done. What do we want next? Next we want, okay, it stopped moving, but now it should bounce back from the edges. So for this, what we will do, okay, for this, what we will do, we will say, change the movement direction of this sprite, these many pixels. Okay, so understand one thing here, okay. See, for example, this is the sprite. This is my sprite, okay? And currently, this sprite is actually moving in this direction. In which direction it is moving? It is moving in this direction, right? My sprite is moving in this direction, like this. Okay. Now, because it is touching the edges, it stopped moving. I want it to change the direction. So instead of moving in this direction, it may probably now bounce back in this direction, okay? Or maybe in this direction. So what we will have to do for this? What we will have to achieve this? Very first thing, yes, of course, we will have to say, change the movement direction. From where you can pick this command, change the moving direction, go to sprite, and you will find this command. This command, okay? Change. We do not want size, we want to change the movement direction. Change the movement direction of this sprite by, it says 10, but no, we do not want 10. Probably we want change the moving direction between an angle of 30 to 180 degrees. So let me explain you something about this movement direction also. So for example, understand if this is the entire canvas, and if we divide it like this, okay, this is 0 degrees, okay, this is 90-degree movement location, this is 180 degrees movement location, and this is 270 degrees movement location. Again, when it completes the circle, here it will be again 360 degrees movement location. So let's see what happens if I say change the movement direction by 180. Okay, and I will again say move this sprite ahead. Okay, we have changed the movement direction, but it needs to move ahead again, right? So let me reset, okay, and run it again. So it is touching the edges, it is moving back in 180 degrees, and it is again coming back, like this. So this is, type 1 of bouncy ball, but we do not want it to go always horizontally. We want it to bounce back in all the directions, okay? So what we will do, I will not restrict it to 90. Probably I want it to be bouncing in any direction between 90 to 270, so that it gives an effect of it is bouncing in all the directions. So I will say change this sprite movement direction by by a random integer between 90 to 270. Okay, between 90 to 270. So reset and run, see what happens now. Okay, so you can see now this ball is actually bouncing in all the direction. It can pick any direction at any moment and it will bounce. Okay, that's great. So we could create a behavior which is actually bouncing the ball in all the directions. What next? Because it is a behavior which we have created generically, we can use it on other sprites as well. So what we can do now, we can actually create a couple of more balls or a couple of more sprites as well and give them this behavior. So let's do this with one or two more balls so that, it gives a very nice bouncy ball project altogether. So let me pick this. Okay, let me pick 2-3 sprites in one go. Okay, let's resize them. Okay, and also let's reposition them. Okay, and give them this behavior which we have already written. Okay, now let's run and see. Okay, so now all the balls are bouncing here and there. So we learned how to create a bouncy ball behavior, how to apply it, and how to create an amazing animation out of it. Okay, so stay tuned. Next video, we will see part 2 of it, where using this behavior, we will create a real ping pong game. So stay tuned with me and bye-bye for now.